The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel, and today we are going to be talking about society's disproportionate hate for black women. And I like to call this video, Just Say You Hate Black Women. Now, I know a lot of people are probably very put off by this title. A lot of people are going to be probably very emotional by this title, but to be honest, this conversation has to be had. Please make sure that you guys watch this entire video, because if you do not, you're not going to understand where I'm coming from with all of these points. This video may not resonate with any of you. You may not be able to relate. You may be feeling attacked, but to be quite honest with you, if you feel attacked, that's probably because you probably fall into some of the categories that I'm going to speak about today. If you don't, then you don't. And if it don't apply, let it fly. But everything I'm going to speak about today is very much so opinionated, but will have some educational elements to it, and everything that I'm going to be talking about that has educational elements to it will be linked down below. This is a conversation I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time now, and don't worry, gentlemen, I will have a video, depending on how this one goes, honestly, I'm gonna do it regardless, of just say you hate black men, because to be honest, I feel like there's a disproportionate hate for black men as well. The black community as a whole is just very much so hated, and it honestly is just ridiculous how a lot of people try to say that a lot of this is imaginary, because it's really not. And when it comes to black women, I feel like it's a lot higher, because Malcolm X was not wrong. The most unprotected, neglected, and disrespected person in America is the black woman, okay? He didn't say that verbatim, but you guys understand what the quote is. I personally never understood this until I got older, but as I'm becoming older, it's giving me legitimate anxiety to understand and come to terms with the fact that eventually I'm going to have a daughter, and my daughter is going to have to succumb to all of this disrespect and blatant discrimination that people are going to put onto her just because of the color of her skin. People are going to automatically think that she is ugly, disgusting, ghetto, and vile, and honestly just a piece of trash, just because of the color of her skin. And a lot of people always try to say that, oh my God,
just teach her to carry herself better. Just teach her not to be so loud and ghetto and this, that, and the third.
But people don't understand. People will see that you're black and just automatically assume that you are a type of way just because of the color of your skin, or just because you are from a certain place, or just because they see you as something because society says so. And that is what we're going to be talking about. To make this easier and not make this video drag too long, we're going to only go through certain things today. Now, I'm going to basically analyze black men, black women, white men, and white women, and why those particular groups of people hate black women. If you want to be Cinderella and make the shoe fit, that's your business. But at the end of the day, everything I'm going to say in this video is opinionated, but it's going to be backed up by statistical and educational data that can be found down below. I know that a lot of people are going to be rubbed the wrong way. A lot of people are going to be very triggered. So let me just tell you right now, if you know you're going to be triggered by this, do not watch this video, because this is a deep one. If you're going to proceed, I'm here for you. Hit me up if you need someone to talk. Join the Discord. We have the political Discord. We have the life advice Discord. We got the business Discord. We got the vent session. We got a lot of things going on there. Also, feel free to smash that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. Just peep the description box for all types of resources and everything. You guys are probably going to be going through a lot after this one. It is no secret that many people hate black women and they don't even know it. Some people hate black women and they have no problem saying that shit with their chest. And to be honest, I've always said I appreciate honesty, because at the end of the day, if you gonna be honest, I will always respect you. I don't give a fuck what that opinion is. But when you're literally trying to act like what you're saying is not what you're saying, can't respect it. Please do not use this video as a way to feel bad about yourself. This video is to uplift you, to give you a different perspective, and to help you understand why someone may feel a different way about you, so that when someone brings up that conversation in a date, in a random conversation, or when you hear someone talking about it in public, you can honestly navigate that conversation. Don't jump down their throat, don't curse them out, don't do all of that. Listen, understand, correct, educate. Do not use this as a way to be like, okay, well, see, this is why I don't have to do nothing, this is why I'm gonna go date, Don't. So of course we have to start with our lovely black men, okay? Now, before I get into this whole black men being raised by single mother situation, there's nothing wrong with being a single mom. Honestly, I am totally against raising kids out of wedlock, but being a single mom is extremely hard. I would not wish that on anyone. But for those who do a ridiculously good job at it, I commend you. Because I tell you this right now, I would not be able to do it by myself. For those of you who do it successfully and your kids turn out to be the most amazing people on earth, congrats. Like, you guys deserve everything in the world. But I will say that at the end of the day, a single mom cannot be a dad. And whatever happens to your kid is not necessarily your fault. Like, you guys literally put your blood, sweat, and tears into your kid, and whatever these ain't shit niggas don't do is not your fault. So, of course, we all know how it goes with black men and just black kids as a whole. Most black people have not been raised with a father in the household, and it is pretty detrimental to our upbringings. Now, personally, I was raised with my father, but most people that I know were not. So I know how that really does affect people and how that can really mess people up. You have a lot of men becoming mama's boys, for examples. I'm so happy that my man is not a mama's boy, because I will tell you right now, that is a deal breaker for me. For those of you who are with men that are mama's boys, I would never. It's a nightmare. And I hate to touch on this right now, but it kind of has to be talked about. You'll have that whole situation where they don't have a respect for authority, and now you'll have these whole situations where we know we have these conflicts with police or just other authority. When a lot of these men who don't have respect for authority, who have a lot of feminine traits, are mama's boys, and really just like are kind of off balance because they don't have a male figure, when they're literally going to seek women, they're not gonna have any respect for you, because they're so attached to their mom and they have so much feminine energy that, like, when it comes to you telling them what to do and trying to tell them how you want to be loved, they're just looking at you like, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? It just creates a really big disconnect. To further things, there are some conflicting demographics that do say that it's actually incorrect that a lot of black kids did not grow up with fathers in their home. There's a few organizations that have come out and said that it is not true. So with that in mind, we have to think about the toxic element of that, right? We've all seen people who have part-time dads, right? Or part-time moms even. And you will see the father or even the mother be like,
oh, your dad's a deadbeat, fuck that nigga, da da da.
You'll have the kid in the middle hearing both of these narratives. You take this black kid in this household, getting this narrative from his father, and his father is telling him, I can't stand your mom's a whore. Now for him, he's internalizing it as that woman who is my mom is the reason I do not have a father. So now he goes throughout life thinking the woman that takes care of me, I love her. I'm a mama's boy. And this is what we see, right? Because a lot of us see it as, oh, he doesn't hate black women. He loves black women. He's a mama's boy. But subconsciously, he might. It does make perfect sense because subconsciously you can hate black women without knowing you hate black women. And then on top of that, when you start dating, when you start liking girls, you're gonna subconsciously start thinking, oh, black women are bad. This type of woman is bad. This type of woman is why I don't have a dad. So now I'm not going to go after this type of woman because this type of woman is gonna probably make me not wanna stay with my kid. Some people would most likely do this or would probably do the opposite. Like, okay, yeah, this man is toxic. I'm probably not gonna do that. But it depends on how self-aware and self-conscious you are. Sometimes you don't notice this till you're freaking 50 and then you think back to what happened and what your dad told you when you were 6. You might have been told your whole entire life that, you know, beautiful Hispanic women were the only things that were gonna propel you in life, but you didn't really think of it that way. You just thought that those were a status symbol because you saw it in magazines, when in actuality, maybe that's what your family wanted you to do. And from generation to generation, we sit here and we tell kids, or we push this idea that such and such is bad, that this and that is bad. And we don't understand how toxic that is to our children, right? Let's say this person didn't have any contact with their dad at all, right? Now, I have a lot of friends who had moms that were just promiscuous, right? Let's take that element into account. I had a lot of friends who had moms that was literally sleeping with men left and right, and they resented the hell out of their moms because of this, and that is why they hate black women. That is why they now see all black women like this. Now, I know everyone got their little fingers on the comment section. Listen, I know when you become adult, clearly you should be able to understand that not all black women are like this, but when you are a child, you will internalize this, just like with everything else, just like with trauma, just like with cheating, just like with everything else. And even if it's not even their mom, I've had a lot of boys in my life tell me that that's how their sisters were. They'll be like, oh, my aunt, my mom, my sister, they're all weird, they're all crazy, they're loud, they're ghetto. All they do is this, that, and the third. They're not successful. They're just not attractive. I never had positive black woman role models in my life. That breaks my heart. Now, you guys are probably like, oh, what do you say when they say this? To be quite honest with you, I listen. Because I'm the type of person that I really want to understand the perspective of other people when they talk about us. I jump down their throat after, trust me. I'll be like, okay, well, how about if I told you I don't know any successful black men in my life, and all black men I know rob, shoot, and kill? How would you feel about that? And then they real silent. They sound all types of stupid because first of all, most of the black men I know that say this shit really don't be about nothing and really don't be doing nothing, or they're just super duper young, and it's like you don't even have a life yet, so the fact that you want these women to be doing anything is a joke. Like, you're like 16. So it's like I listen, and then, you know, I kind of like educate them a little bit because I really want to understand. So you guys need to understand the lack of positive role models is a serious issue as well. So for those of you who have little boys, when you go around that boy, be presentable, be nice to him, try not to curse around him, don't smoke cigarettes around him, don't be having little arguments with your boyfriend around that little boy, because I'm telling you, it's going to reflect on him negatively. All of this stuff comes full circle and comes to bite us in the ass later on. Next, we got black women, of course. I'm the type of person that holds people accountable. I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit here and act like, oh, black women are, you know, high and mighty and don't do nothing wrong. A lot of us are the bigger problem here, and I feel like all of us, including myself, has been part of the bigger issue, especially when I was younger. But I feel like at my big age and at a lot of us big age, we should not be doing a lot of this. So Pygmishas are definitely the biggest culprits right here, and a lot of us may be Pygmishas and not even know it. And I'm about to call all of y'all out right now. If you guys are not aware what a Pygmisha is, first of all, Pygmisha is an urban term, okay? That's our shit, so don't let nobody tell you different. All these little white girls out here making Pygmisha videos and shit, that's our shit. Just I hope y'all know that. So if they're not paying homage, call them out. Second of all, pick-me-sha can be compared to the I'm not like other girls trope, but it's not necessarily the same. A pick-me-sha or a pick-me is a woman or a girl who changes all their interests or their betterment for a man. So basically those women that are like, I cook, clean, and do everything for my man. I literally will die for my man. I'll catch a charge for my man. I'm a ride or die for my man. I will drop my friends for my man. I'm not going to the club because I got a man. I will literally not have a life because I have a man. Honestly, those friends that you have that literally don't fucking talk to you because they have a nigga, I can't stand those. We all know those. Honestly, I can't tell you how many people I don't talk to because all of a sudden they in a relationship. There's pick-me men too, okay? There's a lot of them, and a lot of them are white men, and I can't fucking stand them. Those men that be trying to sit there and make those videos.
Some of them, date me. I'm like you guys. I'm a feminist. Yeah, guys, I'm talking to you. You know, stand up for women's rights.
Shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck. You're just trying to get some I'm sorry, y'all. Let's get back. So, yes, the pick-me-shas, okay? Now, it actually became coined in 2008 when it was trending on Twitter, and now ever since people have been using the term. When it comes to the I'm not like other girls, it's basically those girls that sit there and be like,
I'm not like other girls. I play video games. I'm not like other girls. I like to wear jeans and t-shirts. I'm not like other girls. I have guy friends because girls are drama.
I just called a lot of y'all out, right? Like, these are the girls that usually have to degrade or put down other women in order to feel better, in order to impress men. A perfect example of this would be Taylor Swift's song. She wears short shorts, I wear t-shirts. Remember that song? That damn song. Perfect example.
You belong with me. Like,
Bitch, mind your business and go find another nigga and stop singing about a nigga that don't fucking want you. Now, a lot of these pick-me-shas, okay, pick-me women are very dangerous, okay? I always see a lot of black women say this, okay? I can't be friends with other women, especially black women, because women are a lot of drama.
well, I mean, especially when you're black, why would you walk around with short ass clothes when you know you got a lot of big features? Like, that's probably why she got raped or whatever.
It's problematic and it's sending us back. A lot of people have become pick-me's from being raised by single moms as well. Just like how I talked about with black men being raised by single moms, it's kind of the same thing with black girls. A lot of black girls were raised by single moms, and this had a lot to do with their upbringing as well. We all have stories, okay? If you guys have tuned into my The Mafia Speak session, which you better, stay tuned to my Instagram where I always post if there's gonna be a The Mafia Speak session. Have your notifications turned on, but almost every time there's a story about someone talking about how they have a mother that hates them. There is a huge problem in the black community with mothers hating their daughters, being envious of their daughters. Black women have a very serious issue with hating their daughters. It could be because they see themselves within their daughters. They see their daughters starting over and they're envious because they see that they can't start over themselves. It could be because they want to live vicariously through them. Whatever it is, a lot of times this type of resentment and hate gets passed on to the younger black girl that does become a woman and honestly internalizes this. That's why you hear these black women be sitting there like, oh, black women are too much drama, because they see all the drama that black women have done their entire life. They see their black mom that's not only probably being pimped out or doing all types of shit with men, but they see their mom probably in arguments with people. Now they see the drama that's going on in school. They see the whole situations that's going on in their life. The problem is not saying that black girls are drama and you don't want to be friends with them. The problem is going out of your way to say it on a regular basis and having other people see that and internalize that as, oh yeah, black people are drama. Look, their people don't even want to be friends with them. Oh my God, look, black men are even saying that they don't even want to date them. Honestly, I've never in my life really on a consistently basis seen Latino, Chinese, or even white men sat there and be like, oh,
I don't really date white women like that. Oh, I can't date a Chinese girl. Like,
they don't do that. But with black women or even black men,
oh, I don't date black girls. They do too much. Oh, I can't be friends with black women. Too much drama.
the problem isn't talking about your experience. experience. The problem is how common it's said and what it looks like on the outside to other people. I actually talked about this on my community tab. It wasn't that long ago where I actually was like, oh, I come across a lot of black women that say that they don't have any female friends. I remember there was one person that had the nerve, gall, audacity to comment like,
oh, that's such a bold statement, da da da.
Literally, my whole fucking comment section was like, yeah, I don't deal with black women, their drama. But there was a lot of people combating it, and they were like, have you ever considered that you were the drama? And I was like, I didn't say it. And sometimes you do have to think about it. If you're honestly in situations where you're literally in friend groups where you're literally always cutting people off, or people are always doing something to you, or you perceive it that way, can it be you? Are you the drama? Are you the problem? Or could it be that you're attracting people that want something from you and you're constantly letting them in? Well, sometimes they're attracted to you because you're giving them something. So either you toxic or you letting the toxicity in. Either way, you have to change that. And that could be because of how your mom was, or you probably are doing something to someone. A lot of us are exhibiting that same type of hatred that we have for ourselves, or we have for our moms or other black women in ourselves towards other black women. Even I could admit it. I've been pretty damn fucked up to a lot of black women. I am not holier than thou. I love my people. Like, I've never had a problem making friends with black people. I understand where people could be coming from. So if anyone feels comfortable commenting down below what their literal issues could be with making friends with black women, deeply appreciated. Next, we have white men. Your new saviors, your old saviors, the people that for whatever reason everyone wants to see as, I don't know, holier than all thou. I personally don't fucking understand, but honestly, that's for a whole nother fucking video. So historically, we all know that white men have ripped black men from the family, okay? If you guys are not aware, when it came to slavery, they ripped black men from the family in order to weaken the black family unit, and it still goes on today. When it comes to the nuclear family, black kids are probably not gonna know what that is in the near future. If anything, a lot of black kids don't know what that is now. A lot of kids in general don't know what that is because a lot of kids are not growing up with a mother and a father in their household. And honestly, that's why we're seeing a lot of these kids acting out the way they are now. And a lot of people may sit there and act like it's not important, but mark my words, you're going to change your mind in the next 5 to 10 years because shit is really gonna go batshit crazy. If you think it's crazy now, it's gonna get worse. So when that started happening way back in the slavery days, and you guys are probably like, wait,
why are you talking about slavery? It's not important.
It is. So let me just touch on this real quick. When it comes to generational trauma, inherited trauma, and all of that, it all comes full circle. And even for white people and all of this, like, it all makes sense because even though all of this happened a long time ago, they talk about to their kids. All of these things, all of this emotional shit gets passed down to our ancestors. All of these things still go on today, just in other ways. Okay, so don't think that it all doesn't come full circle and it all doesn't connect, because it does. When they removed the black men and sent them to wherever the fuck, you still have the woman and the children. So at this point, they were just like, oh damn, look at these poor motherfucking niggers. Damn, we done took their men away. What are we gonna do? So eventually they kind of pitied the black woman. They kind of started seeing us as a project. They kind of saw us as a, like, kind of feel bad, but well, they don't have anyone to like take care of them. So they started raping slaves. And it became a real horrible situation, as we know. Some of them would just toy with the slaves for the hell of it. And of course, all of them had wives. So of course they started cheating on their wives, slaves. They got pregnant by the slave masters. And of course, this also became a big problem because now we have mixed kids running around, and they were seen as the worst thing possible because now you're half white and half black. So the women were being blamed for this because it's like, how dare you sleep with the white men? So now you have black men basically going through God knows what because they've been shipped away and torn away from their wives, but now you have black women again being blamed for abuse. This is the pattern throughout the decades. I'm painting the picture. Now we have mixed people being introduced into the picture who now I feel, this is why I will always defend mixed people. A lot of people give me flack for that, and I don't give a fuck because they're human at the end of the day. Mixed people are born into the equation, and now they don't know who the fuck fuck they are. They black and they white, but most of them are thrown into the black category because they're just like, no, you're a nigga, that's it. But now all of a sudden in 2021, we're just like, nope, you mixed. Doesn't make any logical sense, but whatever. So even though they're more so raised with the black side, we don't want them black, whatever. Whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So now these mixed babies are basically called abominations and whatever the case may be. They're not accepted anywhere, but you know, they're still kind of allowed to work in the house sometimes. These white men are having their way with the black woman. And to this day, this is still happening because honestly, when you really think about it, a lot of black women are still single mothers because a lot of the system has literally just gave black women and other women in general incentives to just be single moms. Think about it. In general, and not even just black women, a lot of women in general will take government assistance and not be married, or take child support and not be married, and choose not to be married and choose to be alone. So now fast forward, thinking of how poorly black men treat us, you have to just think about how white men have capitalized off of the power they kind of always had over us as a whole. So back in the day, they showed us a lot of attention because honestly, they were all we had because we were separated from our black men. Now they're degrading us in the media, they're throwing us on album covers and putting us on tour buses like we don't mean shit. So now we have them on TikTok and Instagram like,
I love black woman. I love your afro. You're beautiful girl, come here.
fucking pathetic. I swear to God, whatever. So now we have all of these white men being pick-me's, like I was saying before, and they're just acting like they love black women and they want to be with black women and all of this. But a lot of these white men would never marry black women. They'll probably put a baby in you, if that. They'll probably act like they love black women for the views and the clicks and the money, but a lot of them really don't give a fuck. A lot of these black women I'll see that will sit here and talk all of this bullshit about how they love white men and they're better than black men, end up being baby mothers for white men. It's actually pretty fucking embarrassing. Like, a lot of these white men are just as bad as black men. Like, I kid you not, quick little story. I actually live right next door to a white man, right? And he's one of those I love black women, I only date black women. He's really one of those pick-me men, I kid you not. And this is when I realized, oh my God, you're just as bad. And he literally was with this black woman for 7 years, did not marry her, kid you not. And I was like, you was with a girl for 7 years? He was like, yeah, we lived in a house up in blah, blah, blah. Kid you, hills, in a big house apparently. He was paying all the bills, allegedly. And he had all the family living in the house, allegedly. He said he took care of her kids for years, like literally grew her up and everything. Like, she's like 19 now, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know the lady's side. And he said one day she up and left and married another white man. And I was like, okay, so what happened? He said, I don't know, she's up and left and married someone else. I was like, okay, that's interesting. He's like, yeah, you know, I literally like, this is how he told. He's like, yeah, like, you know, black women, they take so damn long to do their hair. I used to literally be up in the hair shop for like 7 fucking hours, man. You know how long it takes for black women to do their hair? I'm like, you sound just like a fucking black man saying that shit. You was with this woman for 7 years and that's your complaint? And he was just dragging this girl up and down. Like, granted, after 7 years, you're gonna be mad at someone left you and married you and left you, but it was just so bizarre to me, just the way he was talking about her and stuff. I feel like he did something to her. But a lot of people will sit there and like be like, oh, I need to go marry this and that, but at the end of the day, men are men. You need to work on yourself and find people that respect you and love you for who you are. It doesn't matter what race the man is, what ethnicity the man is, men are men. And I am one of those people that believe that cultural differences do make a difference. The way a Hispanic man will treat you will be different from the way an Indian man will treat you. I will say that, but men are men. A lot of these white men will sit here and act like they love black women, but then it's always them that get exposed for such racist behavior almost every time. I don't know how many white men I've caught saying very racist things to people. Like, even me, I've caught some white men I know like saying very, very racist things. Like, I'm not even joking. I've had to literally put too many white men in check. Like, you know, some of them are just fulfilling a fetish, you know. Back then, it was definitely frowned upon. So it was like, back then, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, well, since I can't do it, I might as well dip in the pot a little bit. I might as well, you know, swirl around. And to be honest, I can't really say too much about black women that fall for this, because when you've been degraded for so much, black women are often told that they're ugly, they're undesirable, they're disgusting, they're horrible. So when you finally have someone that's sitting there like, oh, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're special, you'll probably be like, oh my god, yay, finally someone who cares. But a lot of it is bullshit. None of these people are sincere most of the time, and probably 1% of them are sincere somewhat. A lot of them, in retrospect, will not really respect you when it comes down to it. A lot of them will put on a show. Some of them do, and a lot of white women hate it. A lot of people like to come at us. They like to come at black women, and they like to say that black women are so jealous and why I got so mad that we date black men, they don't belong to you. But white women are just as mad when black women date white men, believe it or not. So with white men, I can't even say they really hate black women. It's more of a, they pity black women. I feel like it's a pity, and it's an annoyance, and it's a fetish. With white women, I think it's an envy. Okay, let's be real. We see it all the time. Let's take the Kardashian hoes for instance. They steal, and they lie. Okay, they take black culture, they wear it like a fucking costume, and then they dispose of it. Did y'all know that Kim Kardashian actually wants to take her ass implants out? Talk about something she wants to be taken more seriously after she's used black features to capitalize. Any black person that says that they admire the Kardashians has a fucking serious issue. Like, I'm sorry, because everything they have done has been disgusting. Starting back in the slave days, can you be mad that they didn't like the fact that they were sleeping with slave women and bringing back mixed babies in the fucking house to work? I would be mad too, okay? And again, like I said about the inherited trauma and all of that, I would not be happy. So copying the black culture and all of that, I feel like all of it is just something that they kind of do to kind of get a one-up, okay? They're like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of like in high school, right? You know when we see that cool girl and we're just like,
oh, well, I love her sweater, let me get one just like it. Oh, I love her skirt, let me get one just like it. Ooh, I like her hair, let me get one just like it.
That's how white women are.
It's like, okay, well, why the hell does my white man like that big cartoonish ass? I can do that too. Go get plastic surgery. Why the hell does my white man like the fact that she talk like that? I could talk like that too. Why the hell does my white man like the fact that she wears, you know, these little Instagram baddie outfits? I can wear those too.
You know, it's one of those, I can do it too, and I can do it better. I can literally do you better than you. This is why we got these black fishers. This is why we have all of these girls literally trying to take black culture and trying to act like they're not trying to take black culture. Bitch, it's creepy, it's scary, it's not right. At the end of the day, the root of all these problems is white men, okay? In order to kind of degrade us and kind of make us seem like we are worse than them or the worst people on earth, this is where we get the narratives of, why are black women so aggressive? Why are they so angry? White people, mainly white women, have started that narrative of black people are trying to harm them. Black people, black women are trying to be too aggressive when trying to defend themselves. And it's honestly just so fucking ridiculous, because that could not be further from the truth. Overall, all of this has a lot to do with inherited trauma and people passing all of these ideologies down to their children, and all of this adapting to modern times. Everyone has a part to do with this, mainly the adult, who then in turn adapt these ideologies to modern times and tell their children, oh, don't hang out with that type of people or those types of people. You guys need to understand how impressionable your words are, because one little thing that you may say or do will affect the younger generations that you are around. So a lot of you are probably really tired, but like I said in the beginning, do not use this video as a way to start acting like now you can't do nothing in your life. Now you're gonna start hating black men. Now you're gonna start hating white women. Now you're gonna start hating white men. Don't do that. That's not what this video was for. Stop using these types of videos that people make as a way to justify your inactivity. Now is the time to be proactive and start doing things with your life. Sitting there saying, I can't date black women because they're too ghetto, or I don't have black friends because they're too ghetto, or whatever the case may be, is very detrimental. Please be more mindful of your words, because it will probably affect the next generations. Something that you may think is very, very small is not. I promise you that. The first thing to do is to address childhood trauma. To be honest, I had a very, very exhausted. I was very, very depressed, and honestly, I barely slept. This is my first day I slept, okay? And a lot of it is because I had to revisit a lot of childhood trauma because my dad genuinely pissed me the fuck off this week. And again, like I said, you can literally have problems with people and like not necessarily hate them. Like, I don't hate my dad. Like, I'm a daddy's girl. Like, I literally, like, he could probably call me and I'll still be cool as fuck with him. But at the end of the day, things need to be addressed and he need to be put in his place. Do not be afraid to stand up for yourself. If someone tries to say something about black women or about you or about people around you or just a group of people that you know needs to be represented or needs to be, you know, clarified or needs to be represented in a certain way, don't be afraid to say, hey, that is wrong. Say something, because that's another problem. A lot of people are miseducated and are afraid to learn something new. Start talking. Be yourself, child. It's so cliche, but be yourself, y'all. Please stop like trying to beat around the bush and try to act like something you not to please these motherfuckers, okay? If you curse like a sailor, curse like a sailor. If you're a really, really nice person and you're really, really shy and reserved, be shy, nice, and reserved. If you are a very expressive person, be nice and expressive. If like be who you are. Exercise your rights. If you're in school, because a lot of this is gonna start happening to you guys in college. This is when I started realizing people really hate black women, for real, for real. A lot of us are the most in college. This is when you're gonna start realizing like black women are the most educated, especially when it comes to, you know, among the black community. You're gonna start seeing many black women when you go to college for the most part. You're not gonna see many black men. And when it comes to these professors, they're gonna probably try to target you, and a lot of your classmates are gonna try the fuck out of you. Learn your rights of your school, learn your faculty, and I'm sure, okay, you're gonna come across professors that try to tell you you're plagiarizing. They're gonna try to say that you're dumb, you didn't write this, that, and the third. They're gonna try to say this. Listen, start reporting these motherfuckers. Don't be afraid to put someone in their place or report somebody. In college, you literally got higher ups, okay? There ain't no discrimination like that in college if you don't let it be. Stop letting people walk all over you. Use your rights. Be a fucking Karen. Even in the workplace, someone discriminates against you, touches you, sexually harasses you, report they ass, write them up, whatever the case. Self-care, okay? Take care of yourself. Run bubble baths, read a book, watch Netflix, take walks, dance, sing, do what you have to do. Write in your journal, like whatever makes you happy, do that at least once a week. And honestly, for those of you who have like very hectic schedules, please make sure you do that. You're gonna need it. A lot of the reason a lot of people are stressed is because they do not take time for themselves. You know, everyone is work, 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 and hustle, 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 da, da, da. You need to take time for yourself. You need to take time for you, okay? You need to take time to evaluate and just like, you know, relax. Think about bubblegum and rainbows, okay? Go where you're wanted. And I'm not talking about dating other races, okay? Because a lot of people, all y'all think about is fucking dating all the time. I understand some of y'all are approaching that age, no. I'm talking about go where you're wanted in terms of jobs, in terms of schools, in terms of friendships, in terms of like everything. If you're in a position where, you know, your house is toxic, your friendships are toxic, I guess I have to throw it in there, relationships are toxic, you know, everything. Go to another job, go to another school, find different friends. Stop staying in situations where it's like, it's just not working and you're just forcing yourself to be there. You're forcing yourself to stay. You're forcing yourself to just like, oh, I just gotta deal with it. It is what it is. Que sera, sera. Stop. Just stop. Go where you're wanted. If they're sitting there like, oh, we don't like your locks. We don't like your afro. We don't like it. Stop. Go where the fuck you're wanted. Go to black owned businesses. Go to businesses that don't care about your hair. Go to startups. Go to different businesses that are gonna take you. And I don't wanna hear no fucking excuses in the comments. We will literally sit here making videos for you guys about solutions for your problems, and there's always gonna be like at least 50 people like, well, blah 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 blah, and like, well, okay, well, black businesses be unprofessional, okay, well, black businesses don't be paying that much, okay, well, find ones that do. They're out there. Stop making excuses, guys. Use adversity to propel you, not make excuses and loathe and self-pity, okay? Change the narrative. Part of the whole problem with the whole black woman situation is that a lot of us do not carry ourselves in a conducive way to be seen in a different light. A lot of us need to do a better job carrying ourselves better. I see too many black women, black people in general. This is a more general one, but I'm talking to black women because this video is about black women. We need to stop going around airing our business out. I feel like everyone should make the effort to genuinely be put together on a regular basis when we're going out in public. You know what I'm talking about. Just be presentable, change the narrative, because I feel like a lot of people think that like all black women are loud and ghetto and pervasive and angry. I feel like we really need to change that narrative, and that's just, yeah, that's really part of like the change and something that we all need to do as well. I feel like black women are allowed to be mad, but at the same time, if the narrative is we're always getting mad, that's counterproductive. Like clearly I don't go out off, but I'm like, what you're not gonna do is do that, because at that point, then you're gonna see a side that you don't want. And another one is becoming a mentor and pay it forward. When you have it all together and you have your life, you know, where you want it to be, you have a good career, make sure you're able to pay that knowledge forward and be that person for someone else, because a lot of these little girls out there are fucking struggling, bro. Even I'm thinking about being a big sister. I was thinking about that before the pandemic, but then the pandemic happened. A lot of these little kids need mentors, they need guidance, they need something, because it's rough out there. It really is. So if you can pay it forward, definitely do that. So with that being said, that's it for this video. Please let me know what you think about all of this down below. I really hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope everyone understand where I was coming from everything that I said. And yeah, please make sure you check down all the resources down below. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media, do all that. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.